and $1 you get Happy Hogan.
Why you, why you dissing Happy Hogan so much, dude? He's been on the bottom of the list 3 times. Jon Favreau did not make the MCU just for you to diss him like this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast, the ATG podcast, where I am joined with Natty Ducks.
That's me.
A little bit
What's
of a
up,
weirder intro
everybody?
today. I gotta say, that was a little bit of a weirder intro. I haven't done the intro in a while, so that's probably
Dude,
why.
you did have such a long pause. It
I did
was
have
like
such a long pause. It was weird.
I was
I
just
haven't done
waiting.
intros in a while. Okay, you did the last one with
No.
Plushie, and then we had the break. So it's been like
Yeah,
I felt like it's been like a month since I've done an
it's
episode.
been a while.
It's been a
I
while.
random side note. I feel like I need to like trim down my beard. Looking at it, it's like if
Yeah.
you're an audio listener, this doesn't make any sense, and this doesn't make sense for you because you can't see it.
No, I
But it's
can't
very
see you.
full
Yeah,
and
I'll
it's
see you in the
itchy.
edit, but yeah.
It's itching me right
All
now.
right, so welcome
It's
back to
too
the
late anyway.
ATG podcast. You know how it works. We're here. We're episode 16. We're here. We're
16.
going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. But
Quarter of
we're
a stack right there.
tripping over my words. We're gonna here to
Oh,
talk about a lot of stuff here today, but we're gonna talk a lot about video game movie
yeah,
adaptations. That's the main thing. So,
yeah.
but we don't have a guest here today, so we're gonna do our other segments that we normally do. We came off of 2 guest episodes. It's weird
I'm
going back to these kinds of episodes after
Yeah, it
being with
really
guests.
is. Especially because of how long of a gap it was. Yeah.
Yeah, like it has been a while. So, if you don't know, in case you forgot, when we don't have guests, instead we do a segment called "What's New." So basically, we talk about something that's going on in the world and something that's kind of just new and exciting for us. So,
Yeah.
so Natty, perfect
Yeah.
transition.
Do you want me to go first?
Why don't you tell us what's going on in your life? I actually don't have
Uh
anything planned, so this is gonna be tough for
oh,
me.
what's going on in my life or
Or
like
just what's going on? What's
what's
going on? What
what's
did you
going
bring
on?
today?
I brought new trailer that came out and we've talked about this in a previous podcast. The Thunderbolts had a trailer
Right.
come out. Have you seen it?
I have seen the trailer, yes.
So
They call it a teaser
it's
trailer, but it is a trailer.
it's yeah, it's you can't it can't be a teaser trailer, it'd be like 3.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Um, but I honestly I don't know about you. I'm more excited having seen the trailer than like before. Like it looks good, you know?
I know when this
Um,
movie was announced, I really didn't care. And then when the roster was announced, I didn't care at all.
yeah,
But watching this trailer, it looks kind of like something interesting. That like an
hmm
interesting group. I still don't know if I agree with Ghost and Taskmaster as the 2 picks.
fair.
They're really gonna have to
I mean,
justify
at least
that.
they're a little more unique than just Super Soldier.
Yeah.
Uh,
It looks interesting. I think Yelena and Bucky are definitely going to be the carries of
yeah,
this movie. I think
I'm
they're
excited to see U.S. Agent again.
and John Walker.
Um,
I think he's going to be good in
John
this too
Walker.
because yeah, he was a standout in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the fact that we haven't seen him since then is weird. One thing I know a lot of people are pointing out the poster, and I'll put a photo up on screen in the edit.
Looks like the Inside Out 2 poster.
Um, It's not just that, but no, but the poster. One thing I know I was kind of curious about is John Walker's shield, because we know it's not
Mm,
going to be made out of vibranium, and it doesn't look like it's the
that's
cardboard
true.
one that he had at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier that was like falling
Yeah.
apart after one punch. So we're wondering what it's going to be made out of. People are wondering if it'll be made out of adamantium or if it'll be made out of some other kind of mythical metal, um,
Hadn't even thought of that.
or if it'll just be steel or something like that. Because we know it's not vibranium, because obviously why would Wakanda give vibranium to U.S. agent, and it's also like
Yeah.
really damaged. So vibranium
Yeah.
doesn't do that. So what is it made out of? That's a question. And we know that adamantium is getting introduced in uh, what's it called, Captain America 4. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a plot point that's already been talked
I'm
about. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking
wondering how
forward to
they
it.
go.
Looking
Here's
forward
the
to it.
question. So, 3 movies come out next year, 3 MCU movies. Uh, you obviously have the Thunderbolts, you have the Captain America New World Order, and then you
hmm
have the Fantastic Four. Level of hype, where do you place those?
After watching the trailer, I mean, obviously there hasn't been anything for Fantastic Four yet, so it's hard for me
That's
to
true.
say. So I have to wait for that trailer to come out. Right now, I would still probably say Fantastic Four is number one, even despite
Yeah.
there not being a trailer. I think that might come down or will move after I've seen something. But I think Thunderbolts might actually be my most hyped Marvel movie of next year.
It looks
Not
good.
that I think that Captain America is going to be bad. I just think that it's in a weird state because I think
It
it's
didn't.
trying to be a Hulk
Yeah.
movie, and that's my problem with it. It's a Hulk movie without the Hulk, and it
Yeah.
seems like they're
I
doing the
think.
leader and Red Hulk, and there's no Hulk
Yeah.
in it. So
I've been getting like with the Thunderbolts. It gives off a lot of Winter Soldier vibes.
yeah, like spy
From what I've
movie,
seen from it.
like
Yeah.
yeah, and
Which
they're
is
going after
honestly
Sentry,
what
right?
a
That's the main
yeah.
villain. It's Superman
They got
basically,
Bob from Top Gun Maverick playing.
which is just perfect.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. We'll probably assumedly do a review when that comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely looking forward to that movie. So what about you? What's new with you? Or what did you bring?
Well, again, I didn't really prep anything, but I yeah, I didn't really bring anything to be honest with you in terms of this. I brought the game, so that's great.
Wait, do
Uh,
you literally have nothing?
I honestly have nothing. I mean, I've been hosting a radio
Think of
show,
something.
so that's great.
Hey, yeah, let's talk about it.
And but no, I mean it's things I've heard about, and something I found interesting, in terms of, I mean, I built onto your story, so it's whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, no,
but
it's okay.
one thing I found interesting is that apparently the new like obviously the new Transformers movie came out, right? You heard about this?
Yeah,
So
Transformers
people
One.
have been asking for this type of movie, a movie that not take place on Earth, takes place on Cybertron, just the Transformers and
Yeah,
all that, and then opening weekend it doesn't do well. And it's like,
yeah,
okay, so you asked for it for years, you wanted this for years. The creators of the movie said we got a multiple movie plan that's going to just take place on Cybertron and give you everything you've ever wanted. And then the movie comes out and none of the
no
fans
one
show up.
sees it.
And it's like, okay, well then shut up. It's like
Yeah,
it's,
you don't know what you want.
it's like
Yeah,
I feel like the Transformers community is just petty because it's not Peter Cullen and it's Chris
yeah,
Hemsworth. But I've watched a lot of the clips, and he doesn't sound bad. Like he sounds
yeah,
pretty good as they roll. So I think they gotta just open their minds up and go check out this movie, especially because they've been asking for it. I don't know.
Have you seen the movie yet?
I
Or
haven't seen it. I want to see it
me
though.
neither.
I want to see it. I don't know if I'm gonna go to the theater,
Yeah,
but I will. I will watch it
eventually. There you go.
eventually. So
Well,
yeah, I mean,
you know what?
I
That
saw that
suffices.
on TikTok, so I thought that was interesting.
There
Um,
you go. Well, all right.
all right, well we can
Want to
just move
get
right
into the
into the
game?
game.
All
Natty,
right.
we are
I'm excited.
are doing a build a character. So you are building a superhero. You are a
Okay.
superhero, and you are
I
going
feel
to be
like we've done
building.
this before.
You built a
That was
team.
building a team.
You
That
built
was
a
it. All right. That
team.
was right.
Now you're building a character, maybe to lead that team. And I think I built the character, or I built the
I
team.
don't. I don't remember. It's
Uh,
fine. We'll play
you
this.
built your zombie apocalypse team. That's what you built. Yeah.
Yeah, and you
All
built
right.
the superhero team. Anyway, besides the point.
So we're gonna go through multiple categories. You have a budget of $23. A little
$23.
unorthodox amount. There's a lot of
Odd amount.
It's a lot of categories here, so make sure to save
Do
your
I know how
money.
many categories, or is it
There's
just gonna
one,
be
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
okay? $23 doesn't seem as much anymore.
Exactly. I
But all
tested
right.
this out with I think I had like 27, and it was way too
Mhm.
much. So I dropped. I cut out a whole 5.
All right.
So you're gonna have to
Well,
little budget a
let's
little
just
bit.
roll right into it.
All right. So Natty, your strength category. Okay.
Yep.
For $5, you can have the strength of the Hulk.
Yep.
For $4, you can have the strength of Bane, but with Titan infused Bane.
Do I have to like talk through the?
No, you just get his strength. You just get his strength.
Okay.
Uh, $3, you get the strength of Spider-Man.
All
$2,
right.
you get the strength of Deathstroke, so like a super soldier.
Yeah.
And then for $1, you get the strength of Happy Hogan.
My boy Happy. Now I feel like. Well, that's a question. Strength versus how much do you consider that with the way that powers work and
So you
whatnot?
just get their
Um.
strength. You get all of their strength,
Yeah.
including with like their powers include. So the Hulk, you don't get like Bruce Banner. You get the Hulk strength.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Spider-Man. I think for
I
3.
think that's probably the best pick in my opinion.
Yeah. I
Like
was
it's
thinking that.
budgeted. It's you
Yeah.
kind of get some okay. So you got 20. You got $20 left. Moving on to speed. Okay.
Yep.
So for $5, you can get the speed of the Flash.
I
Four
figured he would be at the
dollars,
top.
you can get Sonic's speed, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm.
$3, you can get Thor. So you're
Yep.
as fast as an Asgardian would be. $2, you get the speed of Nightwing. So you're just a really
Yep.
acrobatic dude. And then for $1, you get the speed of Peter from Deadpool.
Hey, yo, Peter, can I get 2 Peters?
The strand, you can't get 2. You have to get 1.
I can't get 2. You got 2 the last time. We built
That
a
was different.
team.
That was different. This is different. This is your
All right.
abilities.
I honestly, I mean, here's the thing. I think getting the Flash's speed just is really OP
Okay.
because there's not much to do. But I think that's boring, so I'm gonna go with Nightwing.
Wow. Wow. So you're saving some money. You're getting the
Yeah.
Nightwing. But you basically you're an acrobat now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that goes with the Spider-Man build.
Yeah.
I'm just making Spider-Man.
Abilities. So these are
Yep.
your powers or abilities. Okay.
Yep.
So for $5, you can get Superman's abilities.
Yep.
For $4, you can just be a transformer. Okay.
Gas prices these days. I don't know.
For
No, I'm kidding.
for $3, you get a Green Lantern ring.
Yeah.
For $2, you can get Wolverine's powers, and for
Yeah.
$1, you can get Gambit's powers.
What are Gambit's powers again?
You got like the cards, and you can charge them, and they blow up.
Ideally, like without, there's a whole bunch of like ethics about living forever sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I'm just gonna ignore that and go Wolverine.
Wolverine for $2.
Yeah,
So
I think that's
now
a
you're
solid
invincible.
price.
You got the strength
Yeah,
of Spider-Man, and your agility. Your agility is crazy. Okay, so
yeah,
now we're moving on to intelligence level. This is your
yeah.
IQ now. So for
I'll take
five,
Peter.
so for
No, I'm
$5, you
kidding.
can be the smartest man in the world, Mr. Fantastic.
Okay, so why not make him $1, Mr. Spaghetti Pies?
For $4, you could get Doctor Doom's intelligence. For
Doom is
three
pretty smart.
dollars, you can get the Joker's intelligence.
Okay.
For $2, you can get Drax's intelligence, and for $1, you can get Steve from the Minecraft movies
Hey, yo,
intelligence level.
Steve.
You
Dude,
have
why,
$16
why you
left,
doing,
by the way.
why you doing my boy Steve
No, no,
dirty?
I'm not doing him dirty. He's on a budget. He's on a budget.
I'm gonna go read, I think.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah,
Okay, you
I
have
think
$11
Richard.
left with 3 categories remaining. Okay,
Yep.
this is combat skill now.
Yeah.
So for
Peter.
$5, for $5, you can get Batman's combat skill.
Okay. Instant win.
For $4, you can get Spider-Man's combat skill.
Oh, that's good too.
$3, you can get Daredevil's combat skill.
He's
For
blind.
$2, you get his combat skill. You're not blind.
Okay, I'm not blind. Okay.
For $2, you get Robin's combat skill. We're gonna say Damian Wayne, Robin.
Yeah.
And for $1, you can get Happy Hogan's combat skill.
Happy Hogan kind of goes crazy.
He did take out that one guy in Iron Man 2, so you know he
That
can
is
fight. He can
true.
throw hands.
He can throw hands. He can throw hands.
I think Happy's the safe pick here, personally.
He
You
is
save
a
on the
safe
next 2.
pick.
You got $11.
Yeah.
Natty, what are you going with?
Combat skill. See, I feel like between Spider-Man or Batman,
I think Robin and Daredevil
like
aren't bad picks either.
they're not bad.
I mean, like
I guess
Damian
it
Wayne
depends
was
on how
still
you
trained by
define,
assassins. Like he's not like
but it also
a chopped
depends
liver.
on what you define by, was it combat experience?
Yeah, combat skill.
Because I guess would Batman, I guess you wouldn't consider like,
You don't get his experience. You just get all of his
that is
skill,
true.
all of his training.
I guess it's not as, that's fair. I was thinking I was hyping up Batman more than I think. Not that not to diss
I mean,
Batman.
Batman's still the best fighter on this list, but yeah.
Yeah. I'll go. You know what? I'll do the gambit. I'm going Happy Hogan.
Happy Hogan for one.
He took out that one guy.
I mean, you do have the
Look,
strength of
he
Spider-Man.
and he's got all the time in the world because what? He can heal infinitely.
You
You
can
know what
heal
I mean?
infinitely, yeah, and you're an acrobat too.
So if he takes a while,
Yeah,
you
so
know,
he might not. So he's not as great at throwing hands, but he's got the strength of Spider-Man. He's still quick.
he just needs to hit one punch.
Yeah, he's smart as hell.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, moving on.
Happy
All
Hogan. I
right, your
like it.
last two. You got $10 left. You could technically just buy the top two
Yeah, I
and
could.
just walk away. So leadership ability.
Yep.
For $5, you get the leadership ability. This is how well you're able to lead a team. You get the leadership ability of Optimus Prime.
Okay.
For $4, you get Captain America.
Yeah.
$3, you get Star Lord. $2, you get Rick
Yeah.
Flag. And $1, you get Happy Hogan.
Hear me out. Why you, why you dissing Happy Hogan so much, dude? He's been on the bottom of the list 3 times.
So I think it's funny.
Jon Favreau did not make the MCU just for you to diss him like this. Oh man.
It's funny though. It's all right. $10, Natty. You could just buy Optimus and call it a day.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I'll do that. We'll go
I was
ahead.
waiting for you to go. Hear me out. Happy Hogan.
No.
All
All
right,
right,
and
we'll go
Natty, and then
Optimus.
your final thing.
Yeah.
You have $5. You can buy whatever team you want. Here is your
Yep.
team.
Oh, my team.
Yeah, you get
There
to
you
choose your
go.
team.
Yeah.
So for $5, you get the Justice League,
That's
specifically
where the last place is Happy Hogan. Anyway, keep going.
no. The $5 you get the Justice League, specifically the animated JLA, full JLA. Like you get the whole team, not
Okay.
just the
Oh, the
five
whole
people
team.
from
There
the
you go.
movie. You get 4, you get the Avengers, probably the ones
Mm-hmm.
from the MCU. 3, you get the X-Men.
Yeah.
2, you get the 7 of
That's
the
awful.
boys.
There's no chance I want the 7.
And
Most
$1, you
dysfunctional team
get the
around.
Suicide Squad.
I would rather take them over the 7, to be honest.
That's fair. That's really fair. But you don't
They
get a
got
Homelander.
heart, at
You don't
least.
get a Homelander though. So
Dude, Homelander would be a menace. I would not want to deal with him. I'd take Happy Hogan for 5. No, I'm kidding.
oh no, wait, sorry. And
I,
and and for $6 you could have bought Happy Hogan.
no, no.
You should have saved.
Can't do this to me. I should have saved. I mean, I Justice League. You got to
You
go
get the
for it.
Justice League. Yeah, I think they're the
Yeah,
best pick. I think you did really well actually. You know,
I do.
you saved early on and then you spent all your money at the end. It was good.
Yeah,
You budgeted
there you
well.
go. There you go. I'm best to ever do it, dare I
And
say.
you're and all right.
Well, all right. We'll
Well,
jump
there's our game.
right into it. Yeah, there's the game. Thanks for bringing that.
No worries.
If you guys, I guess we probably should have mentioned that beforehand. If you guys played along, leave it in the comments. But
Of who you
well,
picked,
yeah, I didn't mention that before. It's fine. It's
throw it
fine.
in the comments if you were playing along, and if not,
Yeah,
don't worry about it. Or you can, hey, I mean, you can
yeah,
go back and repick. That's fine. Even
yeah.
though now you know who it is, go back and replay it and put down the comments. That doesn't matter. All right, let's just
Do your
move
thing.
on.
Anyway, yeah. Video game movie adaptations. That's what we're here to talk about. You got your Mario's. You got your Detective Pikachu's. You
Yes.
got your Last of Us. What do we
But
want to
okay,
talk about
so
first?
I know I'm just gonna pull the band-aid right off because we kind of
Mm-hmm.
mentioned this in the last episode. I
We did.
briefly talked about it when we were talking with Plushy, and I mean, let's just talk about the Minecraft movie. Let's just get it out of the
It's
way.
a Minecraft movie, actually.
Minecraft. Sorry, let's just talk about it because I was trying to mention it last episode, but then we started talking about everything else, and then when I rewatched the episode, I was like, "Why did I bring that up?" But then I was like, "Oh, well,
Yeah,
it makes sense because I was right. It was a big weekend for Minecraft." But
yeah.
so Natty, you watched the Minecraft movie trailer.
Yep.
What are your initial thoughts?
I didn't hate it as much as people actually like. Everyone seemed to hate it. Like, yes, there were. It was a lot of cringe in it. I would say for sure.
But you were like, "Yeah,
Um,
sure."
but like, I think it didn't look necessarily like just like Minecraft was, but there
Okay.
was a lot of like it felt like there was something there, and it was trying to be something different, and it wasn't just trying to be like because they are doing an animated show on Netflix, a Minecraft show, so they already have that covered, and people were kind of saying, why don't you do that, or like, how do you make it if you were doing a live action? I think like for what they if the goal is to have a live action Minecraft movie,
Yeah.
I think it's not a bad idea Jumanjifying it, you know?
I
But
think what they're trying to do was interesting, and I think some of the calls they're making are interesting. I think obviously I get what they're going for in terms of like making it look more real or whatever.
yeah,
At the same time, Jumanji and Minecraft are two different things because
that's true.
one's a board game and also is a movie that then you know what I mean. Like it's
Yeah,
different, right? They could create the world of Jumanji in the video game, and it could have been whatever they wanted. The
yeah,
only real baseline they had to go off of in terms of the world of Jumanji was
it's jungly.
was one line of dialogue from the original movie of that it was
That's
a
true.
jungle and Robin Williams was stuck in a jungle for 20 years or whatever.
Yeah,
So that was really it. Where with Minecraft, it's like you're building a world of things that millions and millions of people are playing all the time, right? So getting that world looking accurate or looking at least somewhat like what they are playing is very important. And one thing I will give a lot of, and I'm looking at our list, and we actually forgot about this. One movie I give a lot of credit to doing a good job at this was the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. A lot of people hated on that movie, but it got the element and the tone of the actual facility and the place very, very, very correct, right? It was the story and all that where it kind of fumbled the bag a little bit. And not even that movie's bad or anything, but it's just um, I think it it's hard to put this into words really. Um,
I get you though.
I think they their idea and the concept is definitely there. I think the execution might be the problem for the Minecraft movie. That's the best way I can put
That's
it.
true.
The execution may have been the problem, and I think it's also easy to tell for me that I'm not 100% sure, but I'm willing to bet that the creatives behind this movie aren't necessarily fans of the game.
I I kind of disagree with that. I mean, so the day we're recording this, for everyone, for context, is the day that Minecraft Live went out, and they had a kind of not necessarily kind of behind the scenes sort of explanation with the creator and the people over at Mojang, and they talked through it, and obviously part of that, they obviously have to make it sound good, so there's how much do you believe it sort of, but like Mojang has always when they have control of stuff has always for the most part delivered. If they haven't, it's been like a Microsoft sort of thing. But like when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to experience like things outside of Minecraft with the IP, they're very careful with it to make sure that it fits in with
I want to make this
the way
clear.
that things
I
are
never
done.
thought they should have made a Minecraft movie. Period.
That's fair.
I'm in the boat of I think it's a stupid idea. I don't think every single video game
Yeah.
needs an adaptation. I think if it's a good story and if it's a good idea, or if it's like a cool world that you can build a
Yeah.
story off of, like with Fallout, um, I think
Yeah.
it's totally fine. But not everything needs a movie. Not every popular video game needs a movie,
Yeah.
right? That's the
But
best way I can
I'm
put it.
I'm excited to see it out of the way. I'm definitely gonna be watching it. I don't know about you. It's the
Oh,
Minecraft
I'm gonna go
movie.
see it probably, or at least I'll see
Um,
some part of it. But
yeah. Either way, if it's good or bad, it's just sort of how these things sort of go.
yeah.
Video game movie adaptations can be
So let
sometimes
me ask
great
you
and
this:
sometimes terrible.
in terms of every other video game movie adaptation, what would you say is your favorite, and then what is your least favorite?
My favorite
When
adaptation
you watch that, you're
from
like,
a
yeah,
video
this is
game.
this is fantastic.
I mean, there's some solid ones um that really like get it right, but like Mario movie's pretty up there.
That's good. That's a good
The
pick.
thing as a gamer who mostly plays Minecraft, it makes it a little bit like I guess trickier to see the video game adaptations entirely because I play limited amounts of games and
Hmm.
somewhat. Like Fallout, I haven't really touched too much of those games, but like the show was really good.
Yeah.
Um, I think those are like some of the successes. I think what happened over time with Hollywood is that originally they kind of looked down on video games, and so when they were making it, they were trying to make the video game story and trying to like change it a whole bunch to try to appeal to moviegoers.
Yeah.
When really it's like just make the movie like
Well,
the
a lot
video
of
game,
a lot
and
of
then
video
the
games
people that love the video games go and watch it.
a
You
lot
know?
of video games nowadays, especially, and a perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get into what a perfect example of this is. A lot of them are designed like movies or shows anyway,
Yeah.
and they're almost
Have
based. They
storyboarders.
have
Yeah.
storyboards and they have a point A and a point B, so you could pretty much make a movie or a show off it. Perfect example of this is The Last of Us. I think that
Yeah.
show adapted perfectly into a like if you had made this show and the game had never existed, the show still works.
Yeah.
The show still works actually a hell of a lot, and like the only thing that the show doesn't work with, like actually, I think the show would probably get a lot less hate actually if the game never existed. But I think it adapts great, and it's just it feels like another like Walking Dead or something like that,
Mhm.
with a
Yeah.
point A and point B, and it's fantastic. I think it's one of the best adaptations in terms of a
Yeah.
movie and or a game to a
Fair.
show or
I don't have
movie.
HBO, so I haven't been able to see it, but I've
Yeah.
heard great things about it.
In terms, I mean, yeah, Fallout's another great example of that. I know
Yeah.
it's fantastic. I watched that show kind of not knowing what I was getting into. I've played a little bit of Fallout 4, and I've
Yeah.
been wanting it. Like they're not really my types of games either in terms of
Yeah.
like
I'm
single
not
player
a
games.
big single player guy,
Like
with
I
the
play
exception
single
of
player
like,
games, but it's like
yeah.
it's that style of like where like I've seen a lot. Like I've played a little bit, and I played like the first maybe 30, 40 minutes of Fallout 4, and I thought it was good,
Yeah.
but I just and then what happened was I stopped playing it was my Xbox Gold ran
Yeah.
out, and I just never
Guess
got
it'd
it
probably
back.
be
So,
like
um,
all the inventory management and all the different items and whatnot is
yeah,
one
yeah, I
thing,
think
and
that's what it
exploration
was
in the
more
open
for
world.
me.
Where like something like Spider-Man or Batman, it's less of that, and you like yes, you can collect different um like gadgets and whatnot or whatever, but it's still for the most part, you know,
it's a story game.
it's a storyline, yeah.
Yeah.
And Fallout's very
Um,
open, which is
so yeah,
fine.
I've never like, and then obviously I've played like Fallout Shelter, the mobile game, but like other than that,
There
like
you
I
go.
really had no
The goat.
experience with the world, right? Other than I knew that it's obviously nuclear apocalypse, and there's a bunch of stuff that's gone wrong, and there's a bunch of people who have like mutations, and there's all this other stuff, and now, and they use bottle caps as their currency. Like other than that, like there was no real. I had really nothing going into it, and then I watched the first couple episodes, and I was like, "Holy hell, this is fantastic!"
Yeah.
Hey, I loved how it felt like a weird mix between like The Walking Dead and The Boys. Is the best way I can
Mm-hmm.
put it. Like I definitely got The Boys vibes from this show, and which is
Another
it's
Amazon
a
show.
good vibe to get,
Yeah.
because The Boys is one of my favorite shows. So and I'm excited to
There
see what
you
they do
go.
for season 2. And I like how it's not necessarily like trying to overwrite the games either. It's a
Mm-hmm.
story within the same universe.
Yeah.
And like
I
everything
mean
that's
that's
happened
what
in the games is still happening, but it's just happening in a different part of the world.
I mean, that's given really well based on the fact that like all of the Fallout games, for the most part, are all like separate stories somewhat, but all
Yeah,
in the
that's
same
the
sort of
idea,
world.
right?
So it's very easy to say, well, if we're making a show, we can kind of deter from that because really you just have to tell a story in the world, and that's what the games do is just tell a story in the world. It's
Yeah,
not character driven
yeah,
as much as it is world building driven.
yeah. And the
Um,
characters were fantastic. Like I think,
yeah.
like the ghoul, I thought he was just a standout for me. I thought he was
Hmm.
awesome, and and just everything. Like the suits
Yeah.
all look sick, and the I don't know.
Showed
I don't even
loads of
want.
different stuff from the
I could
walkthrough.
sit here and talk about it forever, so I don't want to. I
Yeah,
don't want to get in every little detail because I'm not a movie review channel either, or a show
that is
review
true.
channel. So,
But
um,
it was a
it's fantastic.
good one.
Yeah.
Um, are there any movies or shows adaptations that you think missed the mark and were pretty bad?
Oh, a lot. Yeah.
I think
Assassin's Creed.
majority.
Assassin's Creed
Assassin's
was
Creed.
one. I remember going to see that movie when it first came out because we were
Hmm.
all like really big in Assassin's Creed. I mean, Jace is huge into it.
He still
So
plays them, yeah.
he still plays a lot of them. So we went to we were like, oh, let's go watch it, and I was just like, this movie sucks. This
Yeah,
like Michael Fassbender was good in it, and he's doing a good job, but like yeah, it's just not it. Like they didn't understand the material at all. I think that's really what it was. It wasn't
yeah,
about like there wasn't any time. Like, the whole point of Assassin's Creed is you're going into the past, and you're playing as this character who's going through something, right?
yeah,
But in the movie, it was they're going into the past, and this guy, and they're using him to go into the past to see his ancestor move an ancient artifact, and that was really what it was
yeah,
about. So they and yes, that's what the first game is about. That is what they're doing in the first game. But that's not the part why you're playing. You're not playing it for that storyline. You're playing it for the storyline that's in the past
yeah,
because that's the entire game. You don't come out of the Animus that much,
yeah,
and they really just didn't understand it. So I know they're doing like a Netflix show or something about Assassin's Creed. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that they'll kind of
I guess,
give it a second
yeah.
shot.
I mean, common theme here is just like if you're making a movie about a video game, play the video game and actually like see what people like about it because
Yeah,
it tends to be that that's the sort of stuff that people want to see, believe it or not, is the stuff they like.
yeah.
Um, I have you seen what is it? I totally blanked. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway,
I mean the Mario movie. I know you mentioned that a little bit ago.
Mario movie, yeah.
I thought that was good.
I
I mean Chris
I think
Pratt.
that was a good one. Casting originally, I remember how the Nintendo Direct came out, and it
Hmm.
was like, oh, what are gonna be the voice actors? And they just showed up like, they had Chris Pratt as Mario, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser. It was like, huh?
Fantastic.
But like, it it works really well. Like,
I
I don't think
think
there's a bad
I
performance in
think
that
the
movie.
problem, I think my only issue with Mario, and I think this is going to be the lesson that they're going to take away from it, at least Hollywood,
Yeah.
because they always do this. They always seem now, especially now, and I think the reason why Transformers is tanking, and I think this is part,
Hmm.
like, I actually believe this is part of the reason. When everyone was announced for Mario, that stirred up a lot of
Hmm.
controversy because everybody hated the idea of Chris Pratt voicing Mario, right?
Yeah.
And then people went and watched the movie, and it was okay. People were like, his voice is still, not Mario,
I mean, it did really well though.
but the movie was good, right? And a bunch of kids went to watch
Yeah.
it, so it made a bunch of money. So Hollywood's going to take that
Yep.
as, oh, we need to make celebrity casts,
Yeah.
which is going to take away a lot of voice actors.
Yeah, but I mean, that's been the case, like, story of voice acting since, like, Robin Williams
Yeah,
did it first,
yeah, but it's happening
back as
again,
the
is what I'm
genie.
saying.
Yeah, but I mean, that's always been a thing, to be fair.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, you get the famous voice actors and really like, well,
they're
not famous
just
voice
trying to.
actors, famous actors,
They're doing it for
and then,
the name recognition, right? So that's the whole idea.
yeah, try to get
Let
people
me
in
ask
seats.
you this, and we'll talk about this for a little bit. Is there any video games that you would like to see that haven't gotten adapted be adapted?
Mm, Fortnite. No, I'm kidding.
It already
I'm
is.
trying to
It's in every
trying to
movie
think.
ever.
The Spider-Man game? No.
I mean, that's not. I mean, if we're talking about that kind of stuff, I mean, I'll always sit here and say that Arkham Asylum should get
Mm-hmm.
should just be a movie.
Yeah.
Batman Arkham Asylum
It's
is
a good
such a
storyline.
great story, and it's a simple Batman and Joker story. Um, and it would make a ton of money. So
Yeah. In terms of like, hmm, that's a really
I
that
mean, my
isn't
pick.
already like another like I wouldn't say like Jedi Survivor or anything like that because that's
Yeah,
already Star
that's already
Warsy,
Star
and I
Wars. I
wouldn't
mean,
count
like
that.
you could get something like. I mean, I'd like to see him appear in live action.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool
Um,
seeing Cal live action. Maybe like you could really do something interesting with like GTA, I think.
that'd be
I
cool.
mean, they
That's a
kind of
good pick.
have that with Free Guy, to be fair.
That's yeah. No,
That
Free Guy
movie,
is pretty much just
but
Los. Free
yeah,
City
but like you could do,
is Los. Is on,
you could do a lot of stuff
GTA
with it.
Online.
That is true. And
uh,
blast it out of the
I
sky.
mean, no,
Yeah,
my pick would be Gears of War. I mean, I know we
fair enough.
talked a little bit about it, but and I know they are working on something, but making some sort of Gears of War title it would be so cool because it is a good story and it has a cool world to it. So to have the locusts and all that come,
Yeah,
and who doesn't want to? And by the way, if that movie's not R rated, I'm gonna be pissed. That has to be, it
yeah,
has to be, because I don't want to see a PG-13 version of like how do you cut a guy in half with a chainsaw gun in
yeah.
PG-13?
How do you
How do you
go
do
from
that?
an R rating to PG-13 and do it well? Well, don't do what Borderlands did. You know,
Yeah,
with that movie, they
I haven't
dropped the
seen it and
ball
I really don't
hard.
want to see it.
No, I don't. Yeah, they they
I
they
saw the
butchered that
trailer and I
so
was like,
much.
dude, what is this?
But like some things, yeah, like when it's in a rating, it should just stay in that rating.
So
Like
wait, it
they
was R rated?
no, it wasn't. But
Okay.
that's kind of the issue with the way that the game was,
Yeah.
and they made it PG-13 while also changing all the characters and the like serious character they cast Kevin Hart as,
Hmm.
which like, you know, maybe he could do it, but like that's not he's a comedy guy, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
Um,
mean, yeah. I mean,
a
that's
lot of
kind of
weird
the thing, right?
choices.
Like with Gears of War, like if it's not R rated, just for the blood
Yeah.
and guts and gore, like you kind of
Yeah.
need that. That's a cornerstone of Gears of War.
Mhm.
It's not a happy-go-lucky game. It's not like Halo where you're cutting or you're just beating up a bunch of aliens, right? I always found Halo a lot more commercially friendly as one of
Yeah.
Xbox's titles because it wasn't as in your face about it. Gears of War, it was like, yeah, okay, you're gonna run up to this guy with your chainsaw gun and slice him in half, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna have a finisher where you're gonna knock the guy over and beat him to death with your bare hands. It's like you
Yeah.
can't put that in a PG-13 movie. It's not gonna happen.
I
So
guess I guess like
and just get Dave Bautista to play the main character. He's been wanting to play Marcus since like 2015. So just let him play Marcus. Call it a day.
yeah, boom, make millions. There you
It'll
go.
make so
Easy.
much money.
Um yeah, I think yeah, it's interesting like what makes the movies work and not work,
I think you just got to
right?
keep recapture the original essence of the video game, right? You gotta take that that flame that was there, the thing that made the
Yeah.
game popular, the thing that people love about it, and you got to somehow put that into a movie. And
But some
again,
games you can't do that with,
some
right?
games
Like
you
you can't
can't.
do that with Minecraft. Minecraft
Absolutely, and
has
that's why I've
a
always said
spark
you
like that.
shouldn't make a Minecraft movie. I've always said that. I was like, it will not work. The best way to do a Minecraft movie, I hate to say it, and I hate praising this thing because I fucking hate it so much, but the best way to make a Minecraft movie is what Telltale did. That's what you do. It's the Minecraft story mode. That
Oh
is
no, man.
honestly the best way to make a Minecraft movie, and they're gonna fumble the bag and make it about Jack Black, and he's gonna be there with
I'm
his blue shirt.
I'm optimistic about it.
I can't wait.
We'll see it.
I'll be honest with you. It's gonna be revealed halfway through the movie that Jason Momoa's character is named like Brian or something, and he's gonna get
Yeah.
instilled
I
with a
think his name's
power.
Garrett in it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He'll change his middle name will be Brian, and he'll like touch the Nether Star or something because they'll beat up the Wither or the Ender Dragon, and he'll like touch an artifact, and his eyes will go white, and he'll be like, "I'm evil
Yeah.
now," and they're gonna be like, "No, but you were supposed to be a hero, Brian."
Brian. It would be kind of, dude,
Absolute
it would go
cinema.
wild. It
Absolute
would be
cinema.
absolute cinema. Do you know the name of Jason Momoa's character in it? I
No,
think it's like it's Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison or something like
it's
that.
awful.
I, just-
Dude, it
I
honestly
don't know
looks
what they're
like
doing.
they you know when like when you're younger and they have those like
Yeah,
photo booths and they
yeah,
have like all those like mishmash costumes outside. It looks like
yeah,
Jason Momoa went to one of those costume things, just threw on a ton of shit and just walked out and
yeah,
was like, "Look, my costume." And then they just were like,
yeah.
"There you go." And he's also wearing a Tommy Innit shirt for some reason.
There you go, Tommy in it.
Also,
You
if
know?
one of the big YouTubers doesn't get a cameo, I'll be a little disappointed
Yeah, what
because
I've
Minecraft
heard,
Story Mode did it before you guys,
yeah, I'm I don't know if this is for sure, but what I've heard is that Valkyrie has a cameo in it.
which is a weird pick.
Which is a very weird pick. Like, I'm sure she's played Minecraft before, but like, when you think Minecraft YouTuber, is she on the list?
Yeah, like
No.
why is Captain Sparkles not here or Dan TDM? I mean, Dan TDM's in a bunch of controversy actually, which we probably should have talked about, but that's besides the
Yeah,
point.
he's on the right side. You could have brought it up. It was
I
your
probably
news.
should have brought it up. We'll
You
talk
didn't
about
think
it
of
at
it,
the
did
end.
you?
We'll talk about it at the end.
Uh,
I've just been purging that from my brain. Um, no, but
all
no,
right.
like if they're not there, I'll be a little disappointed. And yeah, like it would be kind of like wouldn't it be funny? Like you have Steve and all them. They're like trying to figure
Yeah,
out how to get them home, and about halfway through, you'll just see like these like group of like 5 people off to the side, and they'll be like, "Oh, who are these guys?" And you'll be walked up, and they'll be like, "Today, me and my friends, or 5 of my friends, decided to hunt me down while I speedrun Minecraft." By the way, if
dude.
you're
I
not
just
watching,
no. What would be hilarious is like they're just looking off into like the middle of nowhere when they're talking to the camera and whatever, and you just like they when they're talking to the like Steve or whatever the main characters are, they're like talking face up, but then like they turn around and still continue to talk like in third person, and it's like, what are they
yeah,
doing?
it's like they're swapping perspective.
Yeah, they just turn all of a sudden, huh?
That'd be really funny,
I
actually.
I doubt they'd do that, but you never know. I definitely would
I
love
want
to
to
see
see
some
Jack Black
cameos.
slash Game Mode C in the middle of the game.
Imagine. I think they're gonna have a water bucket clutch because in the latest clip
Yeah,
they
he
had, they
says, "Oh,
said
well,
something
buckets are
about
useful here."
and
There's
like,
no
come on,
way, dude. There's no way.
it
I'm
would be
telling
kind
you,
of fire though, a water bucket clutch
it
in
would
live
be kind of
action.
fire. Dude,
I don't know how
it's
you do that, but
you know those videos you see the guys like Minecraft in real life and he jumps off like a ladder
yeah,
and he like throws the water at his feet.
yeah,
That's how it's gonna look.
yeah, I,
It's gonna be
yeah.
awful.
What a villager's gonna look like? That's what I want to know. I
Who
don't know
knows?
yet.
Who knows?
It's just something I guess we'll see. So, is there any other things with video game movie adaptations you want to go in about? You know?
I mean, if we're making other like types of like sandbox world, I mean, a Terraria wouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
I just think like making a 2D movie would be cool. I don't know how that would work, but like
Technically, all movies are 2D, but
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
yeah, I know
Like
what you mean.
like a 2D, like there's no like yeah like
Yeah.
you could basically just film it in the game, to be honest with you. But uh,
Yeah.
uh,
Imagine a Lethal Company game, a movie.
that would actually be super easy. You could actually make the
Yeah.
entire game and the entire movie and not tell anybody it's a Lethal Company game or movie. And then
Yeah.
at like halfway through, they all just are wearing orange suits and they're like just start doing like the little like dance, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
I
there's a
just
whole bunch
I
of
just did the
interesting
dance
stuff you
by the
can do
way.
with that.
Now that you missed that,
Yeah, you just.
I just did the little like
Hmm. Hmm. Yep.
yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, no, Lethal Company would be an interesting movie to make. Like they
Yeah.
like they
Played up
think
movie?
played up
Yeah.
movie.
Nah. That's
Balloons
just the
Tower
bear.
Defense movie.
Balloons Tower Defense.
Dude, you do it like a.
Yeah.
It's like one where it's like, they're on their way. They have the big balloons.
Dude,
Get out the Super
Planet of the
Monkeys.
Apes style movie, but it's Balloons Tower
Get Andy
Defense.
Serkis to play the man.
Andy Serkis is going around and he's
He's
super
the super
monkey and he's
monkey. He's the sun god.
that would be kind of fire, wouldn't it not?
That'd be actually
We have to
hilarious.
fight.
Dude,
We have to fight these balloons.
we will go to war with balloon.
Yeah. we
Directed
gotta
by
see that.
Matt Reeves. Planet of
Dude,
the Apes, Balloons Tower
I
Defense.
know you're busy with the Batman too, but
Yeah, we need you
we
to
gotta
direct Balloons Tower Defense.
Balloons Tower Defense. The
War
movie.
for the planet of the balloons.
War
It's
for
the
the
next-
planet of the
They've made so many Planet of the Apes movies now. Now they're fighting back against balloons.
Yeah,
It'd be kind of fire, actually.
that would be. I just imagine it now. I want to see like a trailer
Balloons
for
Tower
that.
Defense. It'd be
Andy
awful. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, there's tons of ways you could go with it in terms of like different like movies and like different games and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna keep. It's funny because I mean, I was kind of talking about this with. It might have been with you actually. I was saying like you
Yeah.
know, the early 2000s and 2010s was like the comic like because there's always like movie eras, right? You had the western and you had the spy movies, you had the action heroes and all that, and now we had like the comic book movies, right? So we had tons of the MCU, the DCU, but then there's tons of like other ones like with the boys and Invincible, Kick-Ass, and all that other stuff, right? Like there's tons of these like offshoot movies as well, and it's because there's the genre of comic book movies. Although I don't like saying that, but it's because the comic book movie.
It's not
era.
really a genre.
No, yeah,
but
it's not. But you know what I mean. It's the comic movie era.
Yeah.
Where now I feel like I think we could be, and it's very possible we could see a transition almost a little bit into like a video game adaptation
Very interesting.
era where like these video game adaptations are doing so well, like with The Last of Us and Mario and Sonic, and we didn't even talk about Sonic, which is a whole other thing. Sonic has a trilogy before Superman does, and that is fucking crazy to me. Yeah, so James Gunn, hurry up.
Bringing Jim Carrey back from retirement.
Yeah, like Jim, like Gunn, we need you to hurry up and get the Superman movie cooking because Shadow looks pretty sick, and I don't know, man. Where's Lex Luthor?
Is crazy.
Where's Lex Luthor? You know what I'm saying?
And we're not talking Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, we're not talking. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we could see a little bit of a transition, but there's a lot of ways you can go to it. I mean, like, there's a lot of games that I'd love to see get adapted eventually, and it's just about picking the right ones and picking the right people to make it.
Yeah, 100%. That's the important thing. Make it. Just do what the games do, pretty much. It's not.
And if you can't recapture the same story, Fallout is a great example of how to recapture the same world. Yeah, because Fallout doesn't bring any of the characters in. It just brings the world in, and it did a great job. Yeah. So you don't necessarily need to just rip the game off like bar for bar. It's just you got to be able to. You got to be able to bring the world in, and that's really what it's about. I mean, again, the FNAF movie is another great example of this. Yes, it brought a lot of the characters in, and kind of what it did, and I give it a lot of credit for this. Because the way the FNAF movie was made is you can kind of tell that they didn't think they were going to get a sequel. And I mean, it kind of tells you that they had no faith in the movie. But you can tell that because they kind of shoved a bunch of lore from 3 different games into one movie, which is fine. Like, it conveyed that story pretty well as long as you're not a fan of the game. For me, as someone who's watched or seen all the games and kind of has a unique understanding of how the storyline works, I thought it was okay. I want them to keep making them because it's just a theory. And MatPat being in it was absolutely hilarious.
Peak cinema right there.
And if Markiplier's not in the next one, I'll be pissed. Yeah,
he's got to be there. Is that the bite of 87?
He's kind of the king of Five Nights at Freddy's. So if you don't have him,
it was him and MatPat.
Yeah.
Those are the two.
Well, Mark is the self-proclaimed king.
That's true.
He just calls himself that, but he is the king.
Yeah.
Not like
Be
Nick
fair, if
A30.
anyone has it.
Dude, they got to do a
Amazing.
Fortnite movie with Nick A30 and Ninja. Dude,
That would
even
be
and
so
the whole
fire.
time Nick A30 just is there like, hey, amazing, and then halfway through the movie, or like they beat the bad guy who's like Doctor Doom or something,
Yeah.
and then Ninja turns and he's like, you know what's crazy? The low taper fade meme is still like massive.
Yeah. No, what would be crazy is it's a PG-13 movie. There's not any like over violence or swearing except for one part when Ninja drops like an F-bomb or something.
The fuck you gonna say to me, you little shit?
And then Nick A is like,
Yo, family friendly,
whole
family friendly, family friendly.
audience just goes like, what just happened?
Yeah, no, it's
No, maybe not a Fortnite movie. Well,
oh probably not.
yeah. If you guys have
Crank
any
90s in the Fortnite.
thoughts, you guys have any thoughts on video game movie adaptations? Leave them down below. Any video games you guys played that you want to see
If there's
made into
any
something?
if there's any movies that you guys would or any video game movies you'd love to see adapted, and kind of tell us what they are. Give us your top three and then how they would work and what
Yeah.
you would want them to be about, because that's kind of the main thing too. Because maybe there's some movies, because you could say Minecraft, but just you don't have to be like, oh, maybe don't make it about this. You make it about this,
Yeah.
right? So give us that's what I want to see.
Or if there
Top
was like
three,
a bad movie that came out that like
yeah,
you'd want to see readapted, like an Assassin's Creed one, but like done right or something.
absolutely, yeah.
You could do that.
Just give us some opinion on a video
Yeah.
game movie. It doesn't really matter. It
Do we
doesn't have
want
to be
to talk about the Dan TDM
I
stuff
mean,
or
we
no?
could quickly talk about it. What like so? If for anyone who's not aware of the situation,
Yeah.
over this past week and a half, it's
Mhm.
Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul, great people,
Mhm.
decided to come up with a new thing. So obviously, uh, KSI and Logan Paul have Prime, which is
Mhm.
their energy drink company. If you've been to a Walmart or anything, you've probably seen it at some point. And then Mr. Beast has Feastables, which is like a chocolate bar, and it's like he claims it's like the greatest chocolate in the world or whatever. I haven't had it, so
Yeah.
I can't I really have an opinion on
It's all right.
it. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so they decided to come out with a new thing to rival Lunchables called Lunchly.
Mhm.
And a bunch of people were clowning it and calling it how it's just, it's a money grab. But Dan TDM, and why we mentioned this earlier, he came out and said, like he made this comment about how, YouTubers are just selling stuff to make money. How does this help your fans? Is kind of the main thing. And now there's this whole like Twitter debate of like Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul going against Dan TDM. And it's just a silly situation, in my opinion. It's a really silly situation.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
So with the whole Dan TDM thing, I mean, I'm pretty clearly on his side. I do think that yeah, the thing is with the whole Lunchly thing, and really it's not just Lunchly, I think it's the icing on top, but it's just the owning the big companies and using it like as just a way to like kind of somewhat scam your friend, like not your friends, scam your audience for their money
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I mean,
I think that's really what it's about.
I agree. I would say it does come off like that, especially in some
Hmm.
sense. I think it's pretty silly that we're having this conversation over you know, it's a lunch pack for,
Yeah,
for kids. And, if you really do compare them to Lunchables, they're pretty much the exact same in
yeah,
terms of like how
yeah,
good they are. I mean, I know some people have said that Lunchly has some better cheese in the pizza one, but other than that, people are like, it's the exact same. So,
yeah,
and the way I look at it, it's like, okay, these three guys. Yes, they're the figureheads of it. Yes, they're the ones promoting it, but they're not the ones making this,
yeah,
right? They're not the corporate heads behind this. And if they are, then I'm sorry, but you like
yeah,
it wouldn't make sense if they were, in my opinion. There has to be
yeah,
someone else running this who's telling them that this is a good idea. So I don't
yeah,
necessarily blame the three of them. It's their fault for agreeing to it, yes. But at the same time, it's like, dude, it's stupid that we're having this conversation at all. And it's obviously just like, if they want to sell a bad product, just don't buy it. Is really the strategy. If
Yeah.
you don't like it, don't buy it. That's the way to
So
get to them.
that's where you're on with the whole situation.
Yeah, I think it's stupid.
I get you. Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Dan's
seeing
right,
the
is
way
what
that
I'm saying.
Yeah, he's right for sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have too much to add on the whole
No, I mean,
situation.
we were just really
But
just casually bringing it up. We don't have to get into a whole thing
it
about
would
it. So
it was basically your what's new because your what's new was pretty bad. I'll say it. No, I'm kidding.
it was about Transformers. What's wrong with that?
No,
And
it was
tied it into
fine.
the
It was
game because
fine.
you picked Optimus Prime. All right, well,
Anyway,
all right. Well, if
anyway,
that kind of wraps it up, I think personally.
we kind of got off the rails at the very end
Yeah,
there.
it kind of went off the
But
rails, but
it's
when
fine.
don't we? Is the real question.
Yeah, you know what? That's okay.
Um,
Did we forget something? Did we talk about the Sonic? Is that what I'm forgetting?
no, I think I know we're talking. Okay, so if we're wrapping up, sorry to Slater for
Oh,
missing out on
later.
you. Once again, I
Later,
remembered that we
Sonic,
forgot
the
about him.
two S's. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to Slater, we forgot about it. We ran out of time.
Next time,
We'll get you
for
next
sure.
time. In terms of what we're gonna have next week or next 2 weeks now, I don't know. We'll see.
I guess we'll see.
We
We
might
might
have
have a guest.
might have
We
a guest.
might
We might not.
not. I don't know.
It'll depend on what's happening. And
But we'll see you then. For
TZUHC is
sure.
tomorrow, which is gonna be fun.
Which,
Of recording
yeah,
this, not
it's gonna be
uploading.
the last week. I guess that means when is this podcast coming out? I guess that means tomorrow is MCBC. No, I guess not tomorrow. 2 days from now, when this comes
It's
out,
MCBC, yeah.
is MCBC season 22, and a week after that is Java Jam. So check that out because we spend a lot of time on MCBC,
Yeah.
and it would be cool if you watched it. A lot of big names, which I won't talk about, but maybe we will at some point.
Yeah, we'll
But yeah,
probably if we don't have a guest next episode, we'll talk about MCBC
yeah.
because by that time
There's,
Java Jam will be happening.
there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about with it. But yeah,
Right? Because
that's
if
gonna
this week,
be
if this week,
yeah.
let me
It
open
would
the
have already
calendar.
happened at that
So
point.
Java Jam will have happened. So we'll record the next one after Java Jam if we don't have a
Yeah,
guest. So all right, thank you guys
yeah.
for watching this episode of the ATG
We'll figure it out.
podcast. We're gonna
Yeah.
figure out what we're gonna do for the next one because we're kind of figuring it out,
Um.
especially now with school and with everything going on. It's kind of like a week to week thing.
Yeah.
When it was over the summer, we kind of like we were
Yeah.
building it as we were going. Like we kind of already knew where we were going with it. But now with school and I
Yeah.
got this whole radio thing going on, it's kind of a week to week basis in terms of what we're doing. So
Yeah.
we'll figure that out. I hope you guys are doing well, and we will see you guys
Yeah.
later in 2 weeks.
Have a great week.
Make sure to
Yeah.
like, share, subscribe, follow us if you're
Check out
on
MCBC
the
as well.
Spotify. Check out MCBC. All the links down in the description. We'll see you guys
See
later.
y'all next time.
And peace out.
Bye.